Hi students, Maliki here. Just another video tutorial here to get you started on this concrete building project correctly. Okay, so if you remember from the first video, I got you to create the basement, and we have our columns, our floors, ring beams, and internal walls created in the basement there. Notice that I've added in you need to create a basement vent on either side here, and also you need to create a basement sump, and you need to detail those two as well. Okay, so there's plenty of information out there, and in fact if you go and check the Brightspace module and go into this project and into the content area of this project, you'll find some information on the vent and the sump there as well too. All right. Now, so creating your floors is what I wanted to look at first. So I'm going to my ground floor here. These red indicators are just, if I delete that one there, they're just filled regions to give you an idea of where the floors, of where the walls should go. Both your male and female bathroom cores, you need to design these out because I suspect that they might get a little bit bigger than what I've shown them here as well. So the entrance is in this way or in that way to the toilets. Disable loo here. We don't need a core wall there. That'll just be a block wall or a steel stud partition or something along those lines there. Now if we're going to 3D, and I'll show you this. So what I've done here is, here's my wall, here's my interior. This is going to be a cast in situ wall because it's going to form part of the structure, if you like, as well. Let's go in and take a look at this here. Now I have to create this wall. It's a basic wall. It's a site 300 concrete retaining. I'm going to edit type and into the structure here. Actually, I should rename that because it's actually 200 thick. And look, make sure that it's concrete cast in situ. Remember why? Because if we use the same material for the whole of the primary structure here, it means that we can join elements together if that's what we want to do. All right. Now, so I'll cancel that, and I'm just going to rename this. This will be a 200 concrete, and it's not a concrete retaining. It's going to be a concrete partition. Concrete CIP, cast in place partition. That's what that's going to be called. Right. Okay. So there's that one. Now, what I did here was using my on my ground floor plan. I put in the I put in the basement as my underlay here, and that allowed me to, if you like, use the basement as the outline for where I could draw in my walls. Now, once I've got those done, I can actually delete those the red lines there. So I'm going to just do select all visible in the view and delete. Now, so I don't need those anymore. And at any point I can select that wall, and as you know, I can shift it up that way in order to get the right size. That's the core, services core in here, and these are the loos in that sense. Okay. Now, so I've got my floors, my walls in place, and spend a little bit of time on getting these correct because these are going to repeat the whole way up here. Go back into the 3D there. Now you'll notice as well when I created my floor, and we'll take a look at this, is that I've carved out a void for the stairs. I probably don't need a void here for the loos. Okay, so I'm going to correct that now, and that will give you an idea of what we're doing. So let's get in here, choose that, get into the ground floor plan, and we're going to edit the boundaries here now. So we definitely don't need any voids here. I'm going to floor underneath my loos. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. But I do want a void for all of my service and lift cores and stair cores. That's the ones that I wanted there. All right, so that's, you can see you can see how the sketch lines are coming around the corner there. And let's go over across here. That's correct. That's correct. back over here, that's correct too. And if that's going to be a service core there, look, this is what I'm going to do here. Put that out to there. Okay. This might be a service lift or something like that for moving equipment and that type of stuff. So let's trim that one to that one there. Okay, and finish that. And I'm going to say yes, you can attach, and I'll answer yes to that now. So, and again, if I wanted to just do a little bit of tidying up here for the walls that I've created, I'm going to modify and align. I'll just say to this, align that. Alright, or I could even say to this, yeah, alright, that's good enough. Let's do that align once more. Let's get this, there you go. So it's aligned in that way. Now, and if there's any other tidying up, I can do that here, and I'll do that over here while we're at it. So let's say, do this, align that. And I think all the rest of those are probably okay. Right, let's take a look at that in 3D now. So you can see I've got all of that set up. Now my floor, so that you can see this, is now what I'm going to do is this is, again, I've created this floor. It's a cast in situ concrete floor, and I just used one of our standard floors, duplicated it as we do, like so. It's a concrete cast in situ and it's 200 thick, but it's a structural floor there as well. All right, now that's simple, and I'm going to make my coarse fill scale grey. I just prefer to do it that way. Now look, I filled in the identity data. This is really important here. So I got my type comments. It's cast in place concrete. Now if you remember, we're going to use the type comments. That's what we're going to use in our elevations for our multi-category tag. For our description multi-category tag, it's a 200 cast in place concrete floor, reinforcement engineers details. For our assembly code, it's a cast in place, and I'll show you that. Okay, so it goes into floors, we're into shell, we're into superstructure, into floor construction, into upper floor framing. That's a cast in place slab one way. So that one goes in there. And I'm giving this a type markup of floor type 02 because the basement floor is the floor type 01. So every time you create an element within this project, fill out these 4 items. Okay, make sure those are filled out. And if you do that, if you spend the time and do that properly, it'll save a huge amount of time later on. I'm going to show you how that works in a minute. Now, so there's that. Here's my column. Okay, and again, cast in place concrete column, and I filled out this one. I've got my assembly code in there, and I've given this a type markup structural column underscore 01. Okay, and here's my interior partitions, and again, I fill these all out here. Type comments I should put in there. Cast in place concrete, in situ caster wall reinforcement 2, so on, assembly code, and wall type 02 because the basement walls are the wall type 01. All right, now so everything here has its identity data associated with it, and that just means that when I go into if I go into say my long section or something like that. Now I'm in my long section here, and now this is where your multi-category tags come into their own. So annotate multi-category tag, make sure it's the description one. All right, there you go. That puts that note in there. I'll pull that over here. Make sure you've got a free end here. Make sure that you've got an leader arrowhead filled 20 degrees, the one I like. And that means you can do things like that there. Here is our wall, and here is our column, and you can see how quickly now I can start to note up all of these things here, and that's because I just went to the trouble of filling out the information for each of those items as I created them. That's a standard door there. Let's see what we've got here, and again go into the identity data. So this will be your assembly code, your see. You've got your description, your assembly code, and your type mark there. All right, so this would be DT underscore 01. Assembly code, pop it in here. I better show you where that assembly code is. This is interiors, interior construction, interior doors. And we'll do a metal door for that one in the basement there. Okay, so that's that there. And if it comes up on the elevations, I've got my type comment in there, external single door metal. Okay, and I've got that one there. Okay, and there's a description, so it's a basement Now, see the mistake I made there, and that's okay. I'm just going to leave that there for the moment because I'm going to show you what we can do here. And again, into annotate, into multi-category, and a start description tag there. And I'll bring that out down over here just for the moment. Now, look, what I can do is thought I could actually go in and change that there, but if I can't, what I'll do is I'll just pick the door to the edit type, and I can change my spelling, SECU, or take that one out, and wherever that note occurs, then obviously this will update, and that's again one of the advantages of that there. Right, now one last thing we're going to show you here. So you can see how quickly now I'm placing all of those notes. And again, if I go into my, say, West Elevation or something like that, and I wanted to pick out some of these notes, this time I'm going to use, so it's my multi-category tag, but it's not the description. I'm going to use the elevation description here, right? And there you go, there's our note going into place there. So I'm going to pick that, and again it's a free end, that's fine, but it doesn't have its arrowhead, so get your 20-degree arrowhead in there. Alright, and you can see now it's picking up the tag and it's picking up the elevation note, which is the type comment. Alright, so that should be making sense to you all there now. Right, so let's go back to our ground floor plan. And let's go into 3D. Now I've got all my walls and all my columns in place. So what I want to do now is I want to make use of the copy and paste. So the easiest way to do this probably is to go into a section. So let's go into a section here. And yeah, these are all, if I show you these in 3D, oh, they're gone here, look. See these things here? These are just massings that I use to show you where the kind of the core is, where if you like. You can delete those once you're finished with them. There's not a problem with that, okay? So back to section 2 here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a crossing box across all those elements there. I'm going to go into the filter, check none, and the only thing I want here are the structural columns, obviously, and the walls, right? I don't need anything else there. I don't need the tags or the grids or anything. So, okay, and then to that, I'm going to add my floor. All right. Now I'm going to put all of those on the copy clipboard up here, like so. I'll go back into 3D and I'll show you this. So there's all the items I've chosen, and now we're going to paste to selected levels into the first, second. I'm holding the shift down, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, and all right. Let it do its thing. So if you get all of those items correct on the ground floor plan, you can paste them all the way up. And folks, that is basically our structure, our primary structure created, okay, for our project. All right. And On our floor here, okay, so this would all be cast in situ together, right? It's all done, as I said, one lift, the next lift, the next lift, the next lift. So it's all one single item that gives its strength, if you like. You might think that this is a little bit thin, okay, for hanging your columns, for hanging your panels that you're going to be creating and things like that. And if that's the case and you want to thicken up that, well, because it's a floor, you can go into floors here and the floor slab edge. And the floor slab edge, if I go into the edit type, let's pick the material, which is going to be cast in situ concrete again. And you can see that there's a couple of existing ones here, but they're just basically a profile. So you can go in and open that family, right? Do a save as, and you can redesign that profile. So I'll just pick that one for the moment. And if I put it in like so, you can see now you get this thickening going the whole way around. And if I go into that section, you can see there's the little thickening there. Now you've got a larger edge from which to hang your precast panels. So that would be your secondary and tertiary structure, like so. Now, I hope that's going to be useful for you, and I'm